R&D efforts, the Swedish automaker responded by taking full advantage of this rare opportunity and in turn, developing one of the most impressive SUVs in recent memory. Teeing off this striking return to form is a design that's both contemporary and sophisticated while remaining unmistakable for anything but a Volvo. Much is the same story inside, where the XC90 takes Scandinavian style in a whole new direction. Classy, functional, tasteful, elegant, scrumptious. Okay, it seems I've run out of superlatives when it comes to describing the interior, so let's switch over here. This is Volvo's next generation Sensus infotainment system, comprised of a 9-inch tablet-style display with a home button, Nokia's Here navigation, and infrared interactivity. Now what that means is, unlike a capacitive or resistive touchscreen, you can use this display while wearing gloves, or just tapping it with a wallet, a phone, or, hey, a Tide pen. Rocketing this infotainment platform into hero territory are consistently rapid response times, coupled with an infrared selection touchscreen that's more sensitive than Rod and Todd Flanders. Sweetening the deal is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration, and an optional 19-speaker audio system by Bowers & Wilkins that sounds as stunning as it looks. A key area that's often overlooked in the scrupulous world of high-end luxury SUVs is ergonomics, and that's where the XC90 really begins to distinguish itself from its competitors. The armrests are symmetrical and well padded, the steering wheel offers more adjustability than most of you probably need, or deserve, and outward visibility is excellent in virtually every direction. Essentially, everything's where you want it to be. Even on less than perfect pavement, the ride remains comfortable and composed. Better yet, the electromechanical steering calibration is so well sorted that Volvo engineers couldn't improve upon it even if they tried. Another distinguishing feature is the XC90's turbo and supercharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which employs both forms of forced induction to deliver power throughout the entire RPM range. How does it work? Well, I'm glad you asked. At low RPMs, the supercharger handles inductive duties. As the RPMs begin to rise, the supercharger automatically and seamlessly decouples from the engine, and the turbocharger kicks in. It's science. Though it suffers from a conspicuously noisy idle, Volvo's Super Turbo 4 routes 316 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque to all four wheels via an 8-speed automatic gearbox for a claimed 0 to 60 mile an hour time of 6.1 seconds. And while the 19 mpg combined average in real-world conditions didn't quite meet EPA estimates, the saving grace is that 19 mpg was also the best we could do in a BMW X5 xDrive 35i. Of course, those who fancy quicker acceleration, along with a projected all-electric range of roughly 17 miles, can opt for the range-topping T8 plug-in hybrid variant. Though its $18,000 premium over the standard model is a tough pill to swallow. In congested urban settings, the XC90 charmed with its good sight lines, smooth off-the-line power delivery, and reasonably tight turning circle. At higher speeds, the cabin is more susceptible to wind noise than the BMW X5 and pricier Mercedes-Benz GL, but a network of noise-canceling microphones does an excellent job of keeping road noise in check. In typical Volvo fashion, seat comfort up front is beyond reproach. For a bit of perspective, it took 4 years to develop the second-generation XC90, and more than 6 years to develop its seats. Flexibility is the name of the game out back, where you'll find an available child booster seat in the center position, second-row seats that slide and recline independently, and a one-touch walk-in feature for easy access to the third row. Defying expectations, the third row is actually roomy enough to accommodate adults on short trips. With all seats folded flat, the XC90's 85.7 cubic feet of cargo space bridges the gap between the BMW X5 and full-size Mercedes GL. Aiding the loading of goods is an optional air suspension featuring a low-riding access mode, along with a standard hands-free power liftgate that opens with the wave of your foot. Or at least that's the idea. Another irritating malfunction involved the rain-sensing windshield wipers, which automatically activated during daylight hours whenever we traveled under a bridge. So, the price. For just under $50,000 including destination fees, you can drive home in an XC90 outfitted with a panoramic moonroof, keyless access and start, a drive mode selector including a customizable individual setting, ambient interior lighting, a handy auto hold feature that lets you take your foot off the brake at stoplights, an easy-to-read digital instrument cluster, and the aforementioned Sensus infotainment system with navigation and speed limit information that actively scans road signs rather than relying on embedded data. Add full LED headlamps, a high-definition 360-degree surround view camera, adaptive cruise control capable of steering the vehicle at speeds under 30 miles an hour, a heated steering wheel, and a head-up display that's practically invisible through polarized glasses, and a fully loaded XC90 still undercuts a base Mercedes-Benz GL by about $1,500. Plus, the XC90 is expected to retain slightly above average residual values following 5 years of ownership. Regardless of how you feel about the XC90's spectacular resurgence, one thing's for certain. If you've never thought of Volvo as a legitimate luxury brand, you will now.